Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 8 video lessons. I'm your instructor Zia Hamid. I hope that you're doing well. Students, we are going to cover an SLO where we have to learn about tenses and punctuation. I hope that you are familiar with these concepts, and now we will also recall and then apply it using examples and also activities. So we are talking about tenses, and also another SLO is mentioned over here, and it talks about punctuations. Number one is use all types of tenses correctly in speech and writing. We will be talking about simple past tense. And for this one, you have to punctuate paragraphs and longer pieces of text correctly. It means that you have to learn almost all of these punctuation marks that are required you to punctuate any kind of text, no matter if it's a sentence or a whole paragraph or even different pages. Now, let's move on to our brainstorming session. Today, we will recall all those tenses and punctuation marks. Yes, students, take your time, and either you can write it down or you can just simply recall all those tenses and punctuation marks in your head. Yes. So what are the tenses? They are actually three categories: present tense, past tense, and future tense. And they are further divided into types like present simple, past simple, or future simple. And what else? Yes, we have all of these tenses with the perfect variation, the continuous variation, and also the perfect continuous variation. So it means that for each of these three tenses, we will be having it in the simple form, in the continuous form, in the perfect form, and also lastly in the continuous perfect or perfect continuous form. Now, I hope that you had great time about revising and recalling all of these things. And one more thing is that we use punctuation marks to punctuate our tenses so that the message is very much clear. So they are your full stop, commas, semicolons, full colon, or quotation marks, parentheses, dashes, hyphens, all those punctuation marks. So just keep them in your mind, and let's begin our lesson. First, we will talk about past tense, and we will be talking about it in the simple form. You can call it past simple tense or simple past tense. Now, when we are talking about the past, it means the thing has already been done. The past tense is a verb tense. It means we change the verb, the form of the verb, and they are used for a past activity or a past state of being. Even if no action is happening, just the status or the state of being is also, they also should be changed because we are talking about the past over here. For example, in this sentence, I jumped in the lake. Where is our verb? This is our subject. This is our verb and preposition, article, and noun. Now, the basic form, the base form of the verb is jump. But did you notice that we added ed with it? Why? Because we are talking about in the past. We are not talking about something that is happening currently or is about to happen or is happening. We are talking about the past. So you must change the verb tense that we have mentioned in the definition. Now, I was happy. Happy is our adjective. This part is our verb tense because there's an action. But here we just have a state of being. And what is the state of being? It's being happy, which is an adjective. So if we say I was happy, you are telling a state of being in the past. Why? Because we are using the helping verb was. And what are the helping verbs? or auxiliaries are am, was, were, etc. Or be. But here, since we are talking about the past, so our helping verb also, which is acting as a main verb over here, that will also be in the past form. And the past form of is was. And why not were? Because we are talking about one person. We are talking about the first person. So this is also a state of being, but it is in the past. Simple rules that we need to follow. Let's look at the structure over here. But first, here you can see the picture. This is for the past activity and this is for the past state of being. So if you want to show action, you can say Lisa ran home yesterday. And what is the base form? We have the base form run, and it will become ran. And the rest of the sentence is the same. Here, Sarah was arguing. Students, here we did not have any kind of helping verb. Here we have a helping verb, was. And then we have our main verb. But was obviously is a past form of is. So that's how you tell the past activities using the helping verbs and also changing the main verb into the past form. For the past state of being, you will use your helping verb in the past form. Toby was angry this morning, or Alan seemed confused. Now, being angry is a state of being, and seemed is also a state of being. And we used ed with seem because this is not like an helping verb, but we used was, not is, because this is showing a state of being, but in the past. Now, all right, so here is the basic formula that you need to memorize. This is the structure of a simple past tense. First, your subject will come over here, followed by your verb. Then you can add ed or totally change the verb in the past tense according to the situation and the verb plus the rest of the sentence. Let's put it into practice. So, Nadia met me at the park. So, here the subject is Nadia. This is our subject. Meeting or meet, to meet is a verb. But here, if you use the second or third form of verb, meet, you will come up with met. And then the rest of the sentence. Me at the park, this is just simple. We did not change it in the past form. So this is how you formulate, this is how you create a simple past tense. Now here you can see an activity where you have to use the correct form of past tense to complete the given paragraph. Let's do the first one together, and then I leave the rest of them for you to solve, to enjoy the activity and do it by yourself. To reach Hunza, we have to. Now, how do we change this helping verb? Have. This is a helping verb called have. Now, we will say, we had to pass the Chilas Rai Court Bridge. And now you can see that just by following the clues, I can easily do this activity. Now, let's talk about punctuation. We know, we are familiar with the punctuation marks, and here are they. We have period or full stop, quotation marks. They look like this, and they are always enclosed. They work together in pairs and also at the both sides of the word. We have apostrophe, question mark, braces or brackets, and also a hyphen. Now, period is what we use mostly with at the end of the sentence or with contractions as well. We use quotation marks to quote someone else, directly as they are saying that, and apostrophe is to show possession or ownership, and we use question marks for questions, braces for forming a list or additional information, and hyphen is used to separate things and join different syllables and join different words together, like a compound noun or compound adjectives. We have ellipses where you use it to signal that some information is missing. Exclamation mark is used for showing your expressions and strong emotions. We have semicolons that join two different sentences. Colon for introducing list, introducing elements, and we use dash to separate, set apart an idea or element within a sentence. Brackets are used where we added to a direct quotation marks. So these square brackets are used, and parentheses, these brackets, these round brackets are used for additional information, and commas are also used for small pauses or introducing different things together separated by a comma. Now, after learning and revising about all these punctuation marks, you are supposed to read this as an activity and add the correct punctuation in the following paragraph. And this also includes your capitalization. For example, it should be with capital I. It was a bright sunny day with a cold wind blowing, but we were ready to seize the day's opportunity. Yes. Here you will use an apostrophe, comma, that looks like this. It comes right at the top, and that's how you use it to show possession or ownership. You can do the remaining sentences by yourself. Watch these simulation links to learn more about tenses and punctuations. And for the homework, what you're supposed to do is write 10 sentences using the simple past tense, make a list, and also select any passage from the main text and highlight the punctuation marks. All of them, make a list that how many commas, full stops, and all those punctuation marks you have found. This is your worksheet. This is about simple past tense. And now at the end, all these resources are mentioned. You can assess them and also put your knowledge into practice by solving them and then get your assessment. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video lesson. Allah Hafiz.